Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Friday, May 17th, 2024 by Gaia Blooming. I'm Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I value patience as an important part of this earth experience. And today we're in build up still to this potent weekend. And I was meditating and moving through different messages. The important ones being like, this is definitely make a wish, plant your seeds, plant your garden energy, but be aware of the things, of the forces that make you dig up your seeds and like, it's like you dig them up and like throw them and like go pay attention somewhere else. Pay attention to those things because it's going to be important. It's going to be an important part of this whole thing. So, today, I mentioned yesterday that we begin the day with Mercury square Pluto. And this is part of it. I feel like we as humans want that instant gratification. And I mean, with everything, just right there, your hands, with your phone, you can Google anything, you can contact anyone in like a second. It can be really hard to allow things the time it takes. Before recording, I asked, like, how long are donkeys pregnant? Because I know donkeys are pregnant for a really long time. I think it's like about 14 and a half months on average. And then I was like, how about elephants? Elephants are almost pregnant for 2 months. There are some plants that take years to bear fruit. And we humans can be pretty impatient and be like, I asked for this 2 hours ago and it hasn't happened yet and I cannot bear to focus on it anymore. We are dramatic humans, right? This is a weekend to really sink into the Taurus vibe of like, it takes as long as it takes and I'm gonna enjoy the ride in the meantime. So getting back to what I was saying, Mercury square Pluto, we have Pluto in Aquarius and it's empowering the vision of the future. That's Pluto in Aquarius, part of the lesson. Empower the vision of the future. Rather than being disempowered if that vibration, if that energy hasn't yet sunk in, arrived. Mercury in Taurus knows it takes the time it takes, but Mercury doesn't have that intention field always to be like, yeah, I'm going to keep bringing my attention back to this. To me, in setting intention, in working with manifestation, in working with co-creation energy, it is like taking care of plants. You want to allow like the sun to do its part, right? So that part is like the universe's part, to like give it the light nutrients. But then when I plant plants, I definitely talk to them. And if it's not raining like it has been constantly here, you have to water them. You have to do your part, watering your seeds. So paying attention to that and noticing those times when you want to dig the stuff up, like I said, throw the seeds. Watch for that energy coming in. Oh my gosh, I got bitten on the ankle and it's making me very itchy. All right, so let's talk about the rest of the day building to this big energy, which, by the way, I will be doing a scoop scope for tomorrow because this is big energy. So we have the moon in Virgo today, bringing into the earth vibes, hopefully helping us with the patience energy. We have the moon in Virgo opposing Saturn, working with Venus, working with Uranus, trining the sun and trining Jupiter. So Virgo, the healer, the participator, is feeding into these energies, supporting these energies. Now that opposition with Saturn and Pisces is really interesting. Saturn a lot of times can represent conditioning. And my feeling is in this opposition is that there's some deep conditioning layers that maybe, I don't know, that maybe you need to look at. I feel like so often, unknowingly, we will follow generational patterns. I mean, that's not even a feel like. We know that's true, right? Watch for those patterns and recognize if these patterns are yours or somebody else's. A lot of times, these patterns are what often keep us in a loop and from, taking new steps, taking new strides. We also have to watch for where old thunderbolts, old trauma keeps us scared from watering our seeds, keeps us scared from aligning with faith. And that's part of Saturn and Pisces, is can you lean into faith? That's part of Neptune at the final degree of Pisces, is can you lean into the faith of it all. So Moon in Virgo connecting, like I said, to Venus, Uranus, and then Sun and Jupiter. So it's preparing us for these major conjunctions happening in Taurus this weekend. Get present. Body, mind, spirit, soul, heart. Virgo Moon, powerful for aligning your focus. And now as I focus on this chart and see it with new eyes, I'm actually noticing the Moon in Virgo conjunct Black Moon Lilith. And Lilith is like, hey, you can't keep following the same patterns to get this result that you want. It's going to be really important that you notice where you are not being true to yourself, where you're not being true to your values, where you're not being true to your soul. That's the gift of Lilith, is the strength to make a different choice. And it doesn't have to be drastic. Thank you, phone. It doesn't have to be drastic. Sometimes it's like, I'm just going to listen to my intuition instead of, following reason. That's a very Virgo thing, right? Like, to follow the reason. But maybe it's listening to that quieter voice, which is like, but this is what your heart really wants. Pay attention to that in and through this energy, because it is helping support this. It's actually pulling right against that Venus-Uranus conjunction incoming. And it's interesting because that Venus-Uranus conjunction is at 23 degrees. It's meant to help us shift. It's meant to help us pivot. What is triggering you, what is hard for you right now, is meant to help you pivot. So pay attention to where those challenges are, where you're feeling the triggers, where you're feeling uncomfortable. Lean in and see what the wisdom has for you in that. It's like, sometimes difficult terrains can make even stronger plants. Now, there's also some really strong mental energy going on. We've got the fighting card. We've got the schizophrenia card. Hold on. Getting my cards all mixed up. Here we have the postponement card. All of these cards are mental cards. And sometimes that's the thing we need to pay attention to in regards to not digging up our seeds. Temperance, patience, hocus pocus focus. That's part of that Moon in Virgo energy. This is really powerful this weekend. Like, wow. Like, I don't have words for how powerful this energy is, but it's really up to you to make those choices. Again, to leave the conditioning, leave those things that disrespect your soul, that disrespect your calling to your path. I do want to mention I do have the exhaustion card, so watch for that. Any Uranus energy can make people really tired and wired. We've been having so many crazy sun flares. Be gentle on your physical body in and through all of this as well. Like I said, I will be back tomorrow, hopefully with some more insights coming in. But these conjunctions are happening early, 4:40 a.m. for Venus and Uranus, 11:45 a.m. Pacific time for the Sun and Jupiter. And these energies are big. So, thank you, phone again. Be gentle to yourself, to your nervous system as we build into it. And don't chuck the seeds. Okay, so that's it for today. You can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. And the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power. And remember who you are, for you are the solution. Namaste.